I will never get tired of saying this. If you don't review what you're trying to memorize, you will not memorize it, period. This is why I've included a review section. So forget about this little box for a moment and let's look at this section. Here, you have a couple options. You can either copy the expressions from the vocabulary section, so in this case here I would put withering, or you could write a short definition of the word you want to memorize. This second option might take you a little longer, but it's a lot more effective. Anyway, see what works for you. So now I'm gonna wait until I have filled out all of these 30 spaces. Now that I have collected 30 expressions that I want to memorize, it's time to use the spaced repetition box. If you don't know this yet, just know that spaced repetition is possibly the most powerful technique to memorize information long term. The way this works is really simple. Basically, you study something for the first time, then you review it after a couple days, then again after maybe a week, then after a month, and so on. So you keep increasing these intervals. And this will help you create long-term memories. There is no perfect schedule, so try with different intervals and see what works for you. So this is where I will write what I need to review this vocabulary. So for example, let's say in 2 days, then 1 week after that, then 2 weeks later, then 1 month later, then 3 months later, and 6 months after that, for example. Then I take this sticky note and write when my next review session should be. So every day when I take my journal, I can look at these notes and I can see if I see today's date. If I see it, that means it's review time. Now let's pretend that 2 days have gone by. It's time for my review session. I'm gonna review everything and say that I realized that the only word that I couldn't remember very well was this one. Well then, I'm gonna write it again in the notes section and maybe write an example sentence. Great, now I'm gonna put a little check here, just so I remember I've already reviewed this once. Then I'm gonna remove this sticky note, and I'm gonna replace it with a new sticky note. So I know when the next review session will be. And I just keep doing that so I can memorize all of these expressions long term. Voila, this is how the review section works.